Hi again, everyone. I'm Ollie Matthews. This is the Narcissistic Resistance, and this resistance video is sponsored by contribution from Fairy Tale. And here's her story. Hey, Ollie, it's me, Fairy Tale again. I'm sorry if I'm writing, if my writing was hard to read in the video. The borderline mother thinking with her vagina is always looking for her best option. I'm not the best speller, and I double-checked it over and over. I guess I still messed it up, and I apologize for that. Hopefully this one will be easier to read. I made a contribution to this one since I got the money to do so. I want to thank Christine for sponsoring my last video. I also want to thank you, Ollie. The whole reason I got the courage to leave the narcs behind was because you and your channel. Without your channel, I would probably still be living with the narc thinking that everything is my fault and that I was a piece of shit daughter. This might be a bit long since I included one of the emails that my mother sent us, plus explaining what happened with my real dad is kind of complicated. I live in Canada, so the laws on child support and stuff might be a bit different. You asked about where my biological dad is. The answer to that is I really don't know. I actually wouldn't even know about his existence today if I hadn't found this photo album. I was at my grandparents' house when I was 8 years old. I was looking through a photo album and I saw this guy holding me as a baby. I didn't know who this man was, so I asked my grandma who he is. She told me that it was my father. It felt like a truck hit me when she said that. I had always thought Slave J was my father. And then she told me all about him, and I was so mad that my mother never told me. When they came to pick me up, I yelled at Slave J that he wasn't my dad. My mother was mad because they weren't supposed to tell me because she was going to tell me when I was older. I don't think that she ever would have told me anything about my real father if I hadn't found out that day. My grandparents were confused because my mother told them that they had told me. She all of a sudden switched her story and said she didn't tell me and that I just didn't remember. So I was told that this guy used to beat her and he was an alcoholic. I thought she was lying, but my aunt Blue. I thought she was lying, but my Aunt Blue, my mother's sister, confirmed her claim. My mother always told me that he never loved me and that if he did, he would make the effort to come see me. She also said that he never bothered to pay child support because he didn't care about me. One day, my mother gave me this box saying I could have it. When I opened this box, my mother had given me because she had told me she didn't want it. It had written letters from my biological father who I have never met. The letters were sex letters, all addressed to my mother. Okay, so the letters were to your mother, not to you. I guess that's what people did back then, since they wouldn't have been able to text each other. It was gross, and I had to skim over the letters for my name. I had to go through like 100 letters, and I did not read all that shit. If I didn't see my name, it hit the trash. Like I wanted to know what that nasty monster did. She could throw all the letters that had nothing to do with me. Plus, why did she even keep those letters? Anyway, only one letter had my name in it. I also have found something else important. The document of which my father did indeed pay child support. In the letter, he made plans to see me and wanted to see me. I found out he came to visit me often. It wasn't because he didn't want to see me. It was because my mother forced him to sign away his rights. I got the courage to send this guy a text over Facebook who was supposed to be my real dad. I was relieved when he texted me back saying that he was my dad and he never forgot about me. Turns out I have another little brother and my real dad has a wife. When I told him what happened to me, he was shocked. He told me he didn't think my mother was like that. We texted back and forth and agreed that we wouldn't talk about what happened with him and my mother until we met in person. It makes sense since I guess there had been a lot of shit that went down. Though we haven't texted in a long time now, I found out from him that he wanted to see me but couldn't until I was 18 because he had signed away the child support and the legal right to be my father. Legally, Slave J is my father. I'm 18 now and he hasn't sent me a text he wants to see me. I don't want to be a bother in his life and he must be really busy. He owns his own construction company, has a son to take care of. To be honest, I'm scared to meet him because what if he is another narc? I know this will sound stupid to most people, but I'm afraid he won't like me. I could send him a text like I've done a lot first, but if he really wanted to meet me, he wouldn't he send me a text first that he wants to meet up? I don't know what to do with the whole situation. My Aunt Blue tells me he's probably just scared. I'm kind of sick of the males in my life being afraid of everything. He might be scared. He might be afraid, He might want you. He doesn't want to rush into your life and, overwhelm you. He wants you. There's no harm at this point, fairy tale, in sending him another message and say, hey, I'd really like to meet you and talk to you. Nothing. If he didn't want to talk to you, he could have ignored the first message. Anyways, when I moved from the house of hell, we received a lot of phone calls and nasty emails. After months of staying away, I finally did go back to the house a few times to see my brother because I was worried about him. He is 5 years younger than me and really is just caught up in it all. He is innocent to some degree. I don't blame him. I blame my mother. My grandparents are both Christian, but they never forced their religion onto me, and they aren't religious narcs, thank God for that. My grandparents may be in the generation of baby boomers, but they're not bad people. Just like you said, not all baby boomers are narcs, but most of them are. My mother also got cancer, but now her cancer is all gone, and she's all better. Too bad. She blamed me for her cancer. Of course she did. She told me she only got cancer because of you. She only got cancer because I was stressed out, because I stressed her out with moving out. So the stress I gave her made her get cancer. I took a biology class and I'm pretty sure that's not how cancer works. This will sound harsh to most people, but Slave J phoned me and said that I have to go visit my mother. I told him I would go, but only if my grandparents came with me because I wasn't comfortable going alone. He then swore at me, saying that that wasn't going to happen and she's dying, etc. In the end, I didn't visit her when she had cancer. I didn't want to go and get gaslighted and guilt-tripped. Plus, she's still alive. She's not dying anymore. Imagine that. Here is an example of one of her emails. From Narc Mother, sent January 31st to 2018 to my grandmother. And this is who Fairy Tale's living with now. Hi, I can't help but to be so disappointed and saddened by your lack of Christianity. I'm trying my best to mend my relationship with our daughter. You are over there saying terrible things about me, withholding her. She was coming to our house. Things were going well, and now she's not. Can't help to think that has something to do with you. That's sick. I'm dying. Do you get that? You're taking those moments away and you don't care. What's wrong with you? She has been in your care. Her grades have dropped. She used to be driven on honor roll. Now, sadly, her future is dimming thanks to you. At some point, you will be judged, and this will come back to you. She has gained about 30 pounds since she went to go live at your organic house. Wow, she really knows how to tear you down, huh? Used to criticize me for her weight. Well, right back at you. How could this be any good for her? Wow, that is going to be amazing for her heart, juvenile diabetes, all her joints. You, of all people, preach what being overweight can do to a person, and all you do is enable her. I think you need to ask yourself some hard questions here. She no longer has any responsibilities like paying for her phone, learning to drive, learning about budgeting. How are you preparing to send her into the world you are not? All you are doing is trying to control her so you have someone to look after you as you age and get closer to death. Your motives are not pure. I would hope you would look deep in your heart and start encouraging peace, not war. But you're the Christians here, so maybe you'd start living in the way of Jesus would instead of in Satan's way. I'd like to spend time with Fairy Tale and fix our relationship, so kindly step aside and encourage peace. Thank you. Grandma replies to the above. I'm sorry you feel this way. Fairy Tale makes her own decisions in regard to who she sees and doesn't see. I feel that Fairy Tale is making an effort to spend time with you, which we strongly encourage. It's unfortunate she's not feeling well and has been doing a lot of coughing and not sleeping well at night. But even with this handicap, she has studied hard and has done well on all her exams. Whether she is on honor roll is totally up to Fairy Tale, and we do our best to encourage her schoolwork. Fairy Tale does have responsibilities here for her room and vacuuming. She does help me whenever I ask her. She's responsible to do all her schoolwork, and she does an awesome job. Fairy Tale is on a workout program and accomplishing her goals and getting more active. She is working very hard and getting in better shape and gain muscle. We are not concerned with Fairy Tale's weight. Our goal in her exercise program is to get her a healthy lifestyle with exercise as a habit done every day for fitness and health. No one is taking away moments with Fairy Tale except for you. She does not feel comfortable with you for her own reasons. She doesn't want to interact with you, and that is her own decision. We try to encourage to see her family and spend time with you. She is 17, not a child. She is 17, not a child, a young adult who makes her own decisions. Your actions with these types of letters do not encourage her to have contact with you. Your actions speak louder than words. Thank you. I didn't know you were only 17. Fairy Tale. Oh, well, you're probably 18. Yeah, you're 18 now, so. Next reply from Narc. My actions, yeah, this is from 1/31/2018. My actions are trying to this is her mother again. My actions are trying to connect with Fairy Tale. Your actions speak louder than words. If you say you are encouraging her, then I would hope that is the truth and not more deceit from you. We are hoping to see her once a week, which as parents is a very normal thing. I don't appreciate your threatening tone to your email. We have a right to be concerned, as we have had many parents from the school come up to us with concerns. Yeah, right. Yeah. Everybody's coming up to us with concerns. Bullshit. Your actions speak pretty loud to me and your entire family. I would hope you read your Bible more, because Jesus would not behave in the way, in your way, and you know it. I'll keep doing my best to keep moving forward, taking the high road and seeking resolution, and maybe if you're willing, you will too. All I want is to see Fairy Tale. I'm pretty sure you can understand that. Praying very hard for you. So that was her email. My grandma never threatened her in any way. Rereading this email makes me remember why I can never let her in again. It's kind of important, and that's really it. You can, because they're never going to stop trying to gaslight you. Never, never, never. And your mother thinks through her fucking vagina. Okay? So it's going to be a constant competition with your own mother. Stay away. It's kind of important to mention that my mother is not religious in any way. She smokes, drinks, and smokes weed. There was only one teacher who had complained about me because he too was a narc. My mental health wasn't that great, and I wasn't good in math. So I got one bad mark on a test, and they took me to the back room. He sat me down and asked me why I did so poorly. I just said I'm sorry and that I don't know why I got the mark. Then he got mad at me because he said I was giving him attitude. I replied, I did not give you attitude. I just answered your question. Then he pointed his finger at me and screamed, right there, you gave me an attitude. Oh, I've been through this. Yeah, you're right. He is a narc. You're right. He is a narc. They need to find something. Which I never did. I was scared, and he reminded me of my mother. I know it sounds strange, but that really happened. It's something I guess you would have to see to believe. I have been through it, so I don't. So I shut up and made no eye contact and said okay or nothing at all. In school, I'm quiet. I keep my head down and I don't talk to people. Group projects are horrifying because I have no real friends to go with. So it's hard for a teacher to say I'm a problem if I don't get to talk, get all my assignments in, and keep to myself. Anyways, with your mother. Anyways with my mother, you were right with everything. That she was always looking for her best option. Anyways, I would like to sponsor one of your political videos. I was wondering how I could do that. Since I'm from Canada, all I ever hear is Trump is an idiot and such. Hearing your perspective on the topic is pretty interesting. I'm sorry if this was too long. Any advice on what to do with my real dad would be helpful. The next part I can finally tell you about is their divorce, which was just announced last month that they are getting a divorce. Thank you for helping me get my story out there, even though I'm not the best writer. Sincerely, Fairy Tale. Well, you're still in high school, first of all. I didn't even realize. The political video thing, if somebody wants to sponsor a video for a political video, if you want to sponsor a video, you know what to do. And I can make you a video, Trump to the foreigner, maybe, we can do. Explaining Trump to somebody, to the non-American. Okay, and I probably have to explain some of your media to you as well, but that's fine. You have to understand with your mother. You're gonna have to keep her out of your life permanently, permanently, because she's never gonna change. All she's going to try to do is suck you back in, hoover you back in, and keep a constant competition. Okay, and in the end, because she might see you as her new best option at this point. So keep doing what you're doing. Stay no contact, because she's just looking for a way to get back in. They can't stand to not get their way. And the narcissist never gives up trying to hoover you. Never. So I hope that helps. Thank you, Fairy Tale, for a contribution to another story. I really appreciate it. Thank you to everybody watching. Please leave any opinions or advice in the comment section below. And again, if you want your story read on the channel, you have a topic you'd like me to cover, a narcissist you'd like to expose, you'd like to set up Skype, a phone call, have a private video made, or a Facebook live chat, or you'd like to sponsor a video like this for someone who needs help and can't afford it, or just make a contribution to the channel in general to keep it supported, growing, and successful, because this channel survives 100% on contributions from all of you guys. Without you, all this goes away. So if you like what you see here and you want to see more videos like this, you know what to do with the PayPal and email links in the description box. Also, please like and share this video wherever you can. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and be sure to click the subscription bell to be notified of all my video uploads. I'm Ollie Matthews. This has been the Narcissistic Resistance.